wondered what would happen if someone's parachute got caught in a propeller? Here you go.
That's why we have a lot of safety here with the distance from the runway and the wind. That all is all grass that's actually taxiable, so don't worry about that.
After landing, one of the landing gear struts failed, but the pilot managed to keep control by skidding directly on the plane's nose, as if it were part of the plan. These rescuers rushed to help a group of people whose boat capsized about 74 kilometers from shore. Luckily, the rescuers found them before sunset. Fireworks look even more epic if you add airplanes to the mix.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The best spot to watch airplane stunts is from the cockpit of one of them. The plane flew so close to the ground that bystanders held their breath for a moment. Just imagine how the passengers felt. They must have let out a sigh of relief when it climbed back up into the sky. Before the American football game, a big military airlifter flew over the stadium.
Hör du mich wieder? Ja. Das wird blöd. Holy. Das war heftig.
Landing during a snowfall is much more challenging, but it's also much more spectacular.
Ready? Right here. Y'all ready? Behind you, to the left. He's moving.
When one of your friends is a helicopter pilot, a group photo can become not just unusual, but truly one of a kind. It takes a lot of trust to go for it. Nobody gave these guys a heads up about the stunt. The pilot just wanted to show off his skills. Many pilots admit that practicing the spinning maneuver is one of the highlights of their training. Was it necessary? Nope. Was it cool? Absolutely.
Что у меня пришло? Ух ты! Красавелла! Просто...
The power of this giant helicopter is incredible. It looks massive, and it can even tow heavy armored vehicles. Can you imagine what it's like inside this helicopter? Watch as a massive airline's engine explodes just as it's trying to take off. Luckily, the pilots sprang into action and managed to stop the aircraft. Takeoff and landing are the most dangerous operations in aviation. In this case, the pilot couldn't slow down the aircraft after landing because the brakes failed.
Oh my gosh. Man.
The plane finally stopped after skidding on its belly for a dozen meters. But don't worry, neither the pilot nor the passengers were hurt.
Do y'all have everything y'all need out of it?
I bet you've never thought of using a helicopter to open beer bottles.
I doubt you've ever seen a landing from this angle before, and you definitely didn't expect to see this. The Dragonfly, a widely recognized formidable fighter jet with a charming name. Has been in the arsenal of several nations for many years.
If they hadn't put a camera on this plane, you'd miss seeing what aerial refueling looks like. It's definitely something worth watching at least once.
Yeah, hopefully. There's no gear. Here's your first wreck. This guy's gonna wreck. He landed with no gear down. His props are all messed up. He's gonna crash. Oh my God.
Don't blink or you'll miss all the fun.
Oh boy.
Depending on the weather and the time of day, power lines can become almost invisible from above, which sometimes leads to situations like this. Later, one of the passengers admitted that he hadn't even noticed the wires. Despite that, the helicopter landed safely. But unfortunately, the pilot got fired and lost his license for such a mistake. This might just be one of the most stunning airplane landing videos. It looks magical, doesn't it? Like a scene straight out of a movie.
On top of cars. Holy sh!
I don't think you're supposed to drive in this lane, pal.
And he's got it under control. Holy sh! Woo! This is gnarly.
Turns out there was an instructor and a student aboard the plane. When the plane's engine started acting up, the more experienced pilot had to take control and make an emergency landing right on the road.
Pulled it off perfect. Look at this, Bubba. There's an airplane on the freeway.
Go!
This phenomenon is known as a vapor cone. It is a visible cloud of condensed water that can sometimes form around an object moving at high speed through moist air, such as an aircraft flying at transonic speeds.
On their way back from training, Australian Air Force planes decided to put on a show for the people below, flying over the coastline just 90 meters above the ground.
However, we're going to be able to switch over to artificial intelligence.
You spot a test run that stands out from the rest. The data from this flight will be gathered to improve the control of drones, which will support conventional piloted aircraft. This segment of the show really got a lot of people on edge. It seemed like they were dangerously close, but it was just a trick pulled off by true pros. A Coast Guard helicopter pilot had a really tough flight, braving harsh weather to take part in a rescue mission. He managed to evacuate a person and get them to safety for further help. Hats off to the Coast Guard team and the pilot. The last thing the passenger wants to see from the airplane window. Check out the crowd gathered to watch the airplane making rounds over the city.
Yeah, baby. That's perfect, Alex. And look, he's going to go around to the left.
This stretch of land is quite challenging, especially when the wind is strong, making the situation even harder. Either he has no idea what fear is, or he trusts the pilot 100%.
Check out this footage from Brisbane, Australia. The local Air Force put on an amazing air show for the whole city. Even seasoned pilots make mistakes. This pilot was competing in a slow speed competition when the headwind died down and caused a loss of altitude. He didn't have time to react, but fortunately, the mistake didn't cost him too much.
Okay, full back stick, full rudder. Go. Go. Look at the airspeed.
Yeah.
And call out whether it's stable or not.
Yeah.
Stable. Look at the altitude.
Yeah.
Call off every.
Yeah, that's 0 now.
Push.
Push.
There you go. Now grab the stick. Pull out the dive.
Fucking hell.
3,200 feet.
These guys basically live in an action movie. something you don't want to see when you're filming from an airplane. It's safe to say that these landing gears are retiring after this. Here you can see how the engines of a supersonic airplane are tested. The aircraft has to be secured to the ground beforehand. And imagine how loud it is up close. Here's what a helicopter landing at night looks like. Watch how it materializes out of the shadows.
You're looking at a really weird twin airplane with a wingspan of over 117 meters. Originally, it was meant for launching rockets into space, but now the company's set on producing these super fast, supersonic planes. The way this pro flies a helicopter makes riding a bike seem harder.
Pretty cool.
These scenes are so captivating you could watch them for hours. Though really it's just two planes flying at different heights over the North Atlantic. At full combat power, this little guy can gulp down nearly 5,000 liters of fuel per hour. And when thrust is increased, it's over 38,000. Maintaining an aircraft with such a voracious appetite must really burn through cash. Landing in the desert always looks spectacular. Like scenes from a cool Hollywood movie, don't you think? This landing got all the drivers on the road feeling a bit nervous. This attack aircraft is incredibly cool, perfect for taking off in tight spaces. That's why the Navy uses them so often.
Okay, full back, stick full rudder. Go.
That day, the instructor figured it was time to let the student try a spinning maneuver for the first time. They started at 2,000 meters high and finally recovered after a kilometer.
Yeah, that's 0 now. How about 7?
Let go of the, just keep the stick back like that. Yeah. You can let go of the stick.
Let go of the stick.
It doesn't do anything, see?
Okay.
5,000. Okay, coming up to 4.5.
Yeah.
So hands on the dash.
Hands on the dash.
Opposite rudder. Push that rudder. Push that rudder. Push it. Push.
Pull
Push.
over the
Push.
rudder.
Push.
Not bad for a first attempt, huh?
Pull out the dive.
Oh.
A solo! Oh my god. Holy crap, that was so low. Oh!
Brace yourself to see what happens when a plane lands without its landing gear. They walked away with just a fright and a lesson learned from their mistake. It takes some serious skill to take off from that runway.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy
Woo! This airplane was dropping fire retardant on the neighborhood to stop the fire from spreading. But it also turned the place into a set from a Barbie movie.
Oh, my truck! My truck!
When massive wildfires rage through forests, firefighting planes become the only hope. Their job isn't just to fly over the flames and drop special liquid. It's also about figuring out how to contain the fire so it can't spread any further. Refueling an aircraft mid-air always seems like a fascinating ritual, especially for regular people. No wonder people are looking in different directions. This plane's moving too fast for them to keep track. Some argue that a single non-working engine is only an emergency if it's on fire. But I'm convinced that pilots still need impeccable flying skills to land a plane with one less engine. This pal is fully aware of how awesome he is. Check out how skillfully the pilot is handling the helicopter on the slope. He's so steady that the guys are getting off as calmly as if they were just stepping out of a parked car. During the championship, the guy made a couple of mistakes, so he had to make an emergency landing in a field, but he still proved his skill even in that situation.